I do think male birth control should be more of a thing, though, right? Yeah. And I know what some of you may be thinking, like, Jenny, there's already male birth control in D.C. It's called working for a Republican congressman. I just want men to have better options. Right? Like, personally, I don't understand why men aren't advocating for male birth control. Like, it's the only type of control you don't have. Except self-control. When I was being a big old slut and going on a lot of dates, I was always really scared of getting murdered. Ladies, are you scared of getting murdered out there? Yeah, hell yeah. I think for me, it's because I watch a lot of true crime. Yeah, I think women get a lot of shit for being too into true crime, you know? Everyone's like, oh, you girls want to fuck a serial killer, but I don't watch it for the act of murder. I watch it because it's the only time I get to see a man actually carry out an idea. Right? Like, yeah, it's not the idea you want, but that guy had a thought and he did something about it. You don't see that every day. I'm like, we should make that guy a project manager somewhere. Been getting into local true crime, you know, researching haunted houses in the area. And as I've been reading the stories, I found myself getting, like, oddly inspired. I don't think that's the reaction I'm supposed to have. Like, there's this one haunted house in Maryland, and here's what happened. A family was living there. The dad comes home one day. He just goes crazy, ballistic, murders his entire family, except for the oldest daughter, because she was out on a date with a Baltimore Ravens player. And I just think that is so inspiring. Because it's like, how many times has an NFL player actually prevented an act of domestic violence? Warms your heart. Y'all into football? Not. I've had a lot of people try to get me into football. I've even had some women be like, but Jenny, NFL players are so hot. And I'm like, believe me, I get the appeal of a wealthy man whose life expectancy is only 45. But I'm still not going to watch that. My mother is very religious. She's a very devout Christian. And I respect organized religion. Like, to be clear, I do, but there are some things about organized religion and Christianity that I don't completely buy. But for me, it's not like the crazier things in the Bible, you know? It's not like Moses and the burning bush. Like, for me, it's the Last Supper. So I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I just find it inconceivable that a man in his early 30s could coordinate a well-themed dinner party. Call me crazy. I was raised Catholic, so there are a lot of very pro-life members of my family. So I've got a cousin I get into a lot of fights with on the internet. I feel like we all have that cousin, right? And if you don't, I've got news for you. You are that cousin. My cousin has really bad arguments when he's trying to defend his pro-life views. Like, he'll always be like, well, Jenny, aren't you glad you weren't an abortion? Aren't you so grateful you weren't an abortion, Jenny? And I'm like, not really, right? Like, what part of my general demeanor makes you think I want to be here? So presumptuous.